Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10-1, chapter 17, verse number 5. Trastvam macharane lote baladamsya balan bali naradevo sivesena Natavat Karmana Dvija. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada. Translation. Oh, who are you? You appear to be strong, and yet you dare kill within my protection those who are helpless. By your dress you pose yourself to be godly man. But by your deeds you are opposing the principle of the twice born Kshatriyas. Purport. The Brahmanas, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas are called twice born because for these higher classes of men there is one birth by parental conjugation and there is another birth of cultural rejuvenation by spiritual initiation from the bona fide Acharya or spiritual master. So a Kshatriya is also twice born like a Brahmana, and his duty is to give protection to the helpless. The Kshatriya king is considered to be representative of God, to give protection to the helpless and chastise the miscreants. Whenever there are anomalies in this routine work by administrator, there is an incarnation of the Lord to re-establish the principles of godly kingdom. In the age of Kali, the poor helpless animals, especially cows, which are meant to receive all sorts of protection from the administrative heads, are killed without restriction. Thus the administrative heads, under whose nose such things happen, are representative of God in name only. Such powerful administrators are ruler of the poor citizens by dress or office, but factually they are worthless, lower class men without the cultural asset of the twice born. No one can expect justice or equality of treatment from once born, spiritually uncultured, low class men. Therefore, in the age of Kali, everyone is unhappy due to the maladministration of the state. The modern human society is not twice born by spiritual culture. Therefore, the people's government by the people who are not twice born must be government of Kali, in which everyone is. The sense of Bhaktivedanta purport. Hare Krishna. So, we are reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam 10-1, chapter 17, entitled Punishment and Reward of Kali. And today's verse is verse number 5, which says, Trastvam macharane lote baladamsya abalan bali naradevosi veshena natavat karmana dvija. In this chapter, the title is Punishment and Reward of Kali. So the punishment and reward of Kali is awarded by Maharaj Parit. Who is giving this punishment and reward to Kali? By Maharaj Parit. So the context is during Maharaj Parit when he was ruling his kingdom. He was ruling the kingdom under the direction of Brahmanas. It's mentioned in a previous chapter that he has conducted 3 Ashwamedha Yajna under the direction of Kripacharya. And during this Ashwamedha Yajna, the kingdom was so prosperous that even demigod used to come and attend the Ashwamedha Yajna, and common citizen can see these demigods who are coming to participate in Ashwamedha Yajna. And everybody was happy in his kingdom. At one point of time, Maharaj Parit noticed there is a bad symptoms in his kingdom, and he immediately decided to go on a tour in his kingdom and check whether everything is going well. So he ride on his chariot along with his military to conquer all the different direction, and he came to this spot where there was one cow who represent the personality of Mother Earth, and the bull who represent the personality of religious principle. They were talking to each other. So, the bull was standing on one leg, and cow was continuously shedding the tears. And there is one person who is a Kali personified. He went near this cow and bull, and with his club he was beating to this bull and cow. And what was the reaction of the bull? It's mentioned in the previous verse. It says, when the bull has seen this Kali Purusa, or beating him by this Kali Purusa, he was trembling and urinating. Standing on one leg, he was trembling and continuously urinating. Whereas the cow, she was continuously shedding the tears. She was distressed and weak, and she was hankering for some grass nearby. During this time, Maharaj Parit reached to that spot, and he sees this Kali Purusa who is dressed himself as a king, but he is behaving like a lower class of man by punishing or by hurting this poor animal like cow and bull. And immediately he chastised them by saying that is the today's verse. The Maharaj Parit said, Trahatvam, who are you? He chastised with a thunderbolt kind of voice. He said, who are you? You appear to be strong, and yet you dare killing within my protection those who are helpless. And you dressed yourself like a godly man, Naradeva Sivesena. You dressed yourself like a godly man, but your deeds, you are opposing the principles of twice born Satriya. Natavat Karmana Dvija. You are dressed yourself like a Naradeva Vesena, but by your deeds, you are less than you are not, your deeds, you are opposing the principles of twice born Satriya. Prabhupada explained in this purport that there are three kinds of leader in the societies: Brahmana, Satriya, and Vaishya. Brahmanas are meant for enlightening themselves by reading the Vedic literature and pass this spiritual knowledge in the society to the common man and enlighten them also spiritually. The Satriyas, they are meant for protection of all the citizen in his country or in a state. And Vaishyas, they are the wealth generator, so that the prosperity in the society maintain. And Prabhupada says all these three class of leaders are called twice born. The first born is the first birth by parental conjugation, and the another birth is, very nicely Prabhupada termed this as a second birth, is of cultural rejuvenation by spiritual initiation from the bona fide Acharya or spiritual master. The second birth is from how? By cultural rejuvenation, by spiritual initiation from bona fide Acharya or spiritual master. Nowadays, we see the people also perform this Upanayana ceremony. When the child become 12 years, 15 years old, the Brahmanas, they perform this Upanayana ceremony. In this Upanayana ceremony, neither the child is fully educated about the spiritual science or about the Vedas, but it has become just part of a rituals in their family. Neither child is in a knowledge of spirituals nor the parents. This as Upanayana ceremony has become the mere rituals. And many times nowadays people are hesitant to say that I am the follower of religious principles. Rather they say, I am not religious, but I am a spiritual. Right? Many times we heard that they don't want to identify themselves as a religious person. Because in religious, more or less it has become, it's part of a rituals, following the same routine without knowing the purpose. In English there are these two terms are there, rituals and spiritual. If you see the spelling closely, if you observe, the difference between spirituals and the ritual is only SPI. If you remove from the spiritual SPI, it's become the rituals. So spirituals includes the rituals. Ritual doesn't include the spiritual. I will tell you one small story to understand the difference between these two terms. There was two friends, and morning they got up and went for a job. And their job was on the roadside. They were going. One person was digging the hole, making small ditch, and go to the next spot after say some 10 feet. Another boy will come and he will fill the ditch. He will put the mud and close it. One person will make a hole, ditch, second person will immediately come and fill the mud. So these activities they keep doing, one after another distance. And the villager from the distance, they are observing this. Hey, what these two boys are doing? One is making the hole, second is immediately filling it. What they want to achieve by doing these things, what they want to show the world by doing this activity. One is making the hole, second is immediately filling it. So they waited for some time to observe what is this going on. But these boys are continue to do this. And after some time, this villager comes and meet these two boys and asks them, what are you doing? And what you want to achieve by doing these things? That one is making the hole, another is filling the mud into that hole. We are not understanding your activity. It's very bewildering to us. What you want to do? So, then these boys answer to them, Sir, actually, we are three people. My job is to make a hole. This boy, job is to fill the mud. And there is a third person. His job is to put a plant after I made a hole. But today he is on a leave. Today he is on a leave. So we are continuing with our activity. Because he is a leave, I cannot take a leave. I will also lose my job otherwise. So this is called rituals. Without knowing the purpose behind your activity you do, it's called as a rituals. The spirit behind our activity, if we don't know, then it will become the rituals. The spirit behind our activity, if we know, then it will become the spiritual. So, many times people perform in their life different religious principles, but they don't know the spirit, the purpose behind it. That's why they hesitant to follow the religious principles or identify themselves by saying that I am the religious man. We are all so fortunate that we are also in our life, till we came in touch with Srila Prabhupada, we are also performing or following the Vedic system as like a ritual. Am I right? Most of us, what we are doing, our parents has taught us, you have to go and pray every day to the Lord. We go and pray to the Lord. Who is Lord? Who is God? We don't have any idea. If somebody asks, can you tell me what definition of God? We say, don't ask all these things. Go and pray and go. Go to your work. I don't have time, neither I know it. But as soon as we came in touch with Srila Prabhupada, through his book, through his Vani, through his temple institute, we start learning the spiritual matters. What we are doing, we start learning from him what is the spirit behind the every activity, every rituals I do in my life. Even not only the religious principles, even materially also. The Prabhupada has taught us the importance of every activity. For examples, say, Prabhupada, when he went to US, the people all, they are neither the follower of the Vedas, they are all addicted to bad habits. They are all addicted to bad habit. It says in a one word, it's a hippies. Every kind of bad activities they were involved. But when they came in touch with the Prabhupada and they started following the direction given by Prabhupada, slowly, they have transformed from hippie to happy. This is the power of coming in touch with a bona fide spiritual master. He gives the meaning to our life. He gives the meaning to our life. Even whatever we are doing, either a student or a working profession, old man, everyone, Prabhupada has taught all of us the how to live a life meaningful by introducing us to this Krishna consciousness. By introducing us to Krishna consciousness. For example, many people asked us, how when you offer food to the Lord, it becomes prasadam. There is a change in it. An intellectual people's intellectualized that you tapped X amount of food in front of the Lord, and after 15 minutes you remove. Still, the weight of the food, say it was in beginning it was a M1. After 15 minutes you do another again weight. It's M2. M1 minus M2, it should be something, right? But there is no change. And you are saying that Krishna has eaten this food. There is in a mass, there is no change between M1 to M2. But how can you say it is a Lord has eaten? If you give to someone food to eat, it means the mass should be reduced to some extent. But when you offer food to the Krishna, there is no change in mass. So this is all your belief that Krishna is eating. There is nothing called eating, it's there in your head. Right? These intellectual peoples are confused the innocent jiva and made them atheist. But When we came in touch with Prabhupada, Prabhupada has agitated us. No, Krishna is taking the food which you are offering with love and devotion. How he is eating? He has taught us that Krishna's eating, the difference between how eating of Krishna and how we eat. Krishna can eat by glancing the food. He no need to take food and put in his mouth. Krishna's one of the qualities is Andrani Yasya Sakalendriya Vritti Manti. By his each senses is capable to perform the activities of all other senses. If we want to eat a food or taste a food, we have to put in mouth. But Krishna no need to do that. Just by glance over the food, he can eat. Not only that, when Krishna glanced to that food, quantity may not change of the food, but the quality of the food will change. From Bodha, it becomes the prasada. Unoffered food, Krishna said, is Bhagavad Gita, it's nothing but you are eating a papa, sin. But when you offer to Krishna, Krishna removes that quality from that food and it gives us the prasada, which is the most sanctified food. By eating that prasadam, our consciousness will be elevated. So, this science behind the offering food, we were not aware before coming to Prabhupada. But Prabhupada has taught us the spirit behind every activity in our life. Hence, we are not leading in Krishna conscious life. We are not leading a ritualistic life in Krishna consciousness. All of us are leading the spiritual life in Krishna consciousness, not ritualistic life. Ordinarily it appears like that we are also offering and like that. But we know the spirit behind it. And the second thing it's mentioned in this purport is the Kshatriya kings are meant to give protection to the helpless people. And they are the representative of God, Naradeva. The king is a representative of God and his duty is to protect every citizen in his state. Every citizen doesn't mean only human being. In Sanskrit, the word is called as praja. Praja means anybody who has taken a birth, who has taken a birth into that state. Either it is a human being, animal, beast, or anyone who has taken birth into that state. It's responsibility of a king to give a protection to everyone without any discrimination. And we have seen this in the past times in Ramayana, that how Lord Rama was protecting every citizen in his state. There's one small story is there in a Ramayana, that Rama, after he came after killing the Ravana and came to Ayodhya and established as a king, he had made a rule in his kingdom. The rule is, at the entrance of his palace, he has put one bell, big bell. Anybody has any problem in their life, if they are distressed, they can ring the bell. And immediately that person will meet to Lord Rama, who is a king, and his problem will be addressed. So there was a bell. Any citizen in his kingdom who is a distress, he need a help, go to that place and ring the bell. 24 hours it is available to ring the bell. It's not that only this time period only you can go. It's a 24-hour, it's available. Anybody can walk in and present their grievances or any issues in their life. One day it so happened one dog came and he rang the bell. A dog came at the entrance of the Lord Rama's kingdom and he rang the bell. And Lord Rama has seen. Immediately he asked Lakshmana, please go and respectfully bring this dog to inside. Not okay, go and beat him and send him off. By mistake he might have ring the bell. No. He ordered Lakshmana, please go to the outside and respectfully bring this dog inside. Looks like he's in some problem. So Lakshmana went, followed the orders of Lord Rama, brought the dog inside and brought in front of Lord Rama. And Lord Rama asked the dog, do you have any problem? Are you suffering from anything? So that you have rang the bell. So dog says, yes, my lord, I am in very much distress. The cause of my distress is one Brahmana. The cause of my distress is one Brahmana who has beaten me today left and right. Please give him punishment. So, and then Lord Rama says, why he has beaten you? Please call the Brahmana also. So, minister goes and bring the Brahmanas. And Lord Rama asks the Brahmana, why have you beaten this dog? So, Brahmana explains, I went for begging alms and this dog was sitting on a road. I asked him to go, but it was lying there. He didn't heard me. So, I became angry and I have beaten him. So, Lord Rama has understood the dog was not at fault and so decided to give a punishment to Brahmana. Now, interestingly, instead of Lord Rama to announce the punishment to the Brahmana, he asked the dog, what punishment you want to give to this Brahmana? Instead of himself to tell, he asked the dog, what punishment would you like to give to this Brahmana? And dog says, very interesting punishment dog has given. Dog said, make him administrative head of one Shiva temple which is there in your kingdom. The dog explains that in my previous life I was administrative of the same temple. I was the administrative head of the same temple and I did one mistake. Because of that mistake in my service, I got a punishment next life, dog. The body in the dog body. So, this person is not properly trained in Brahmanical culture. Hence, if you make him the administrative head of this temple, he will do lot of mistakes. He will do lot of offenses, which will result him in a next life more degraded life than a dog. So, this was asked by the dog. And so, in this pastimes we see that how the Kshatriya king is responsible to protect every citizen in his kingdom. Not only human being, but animals also. But unfortunately, nowadays there are no Kshatriyas. Prabhupada says, Chalo Sudra Sambhava. By birth, everybody is Sudra. And in this purport, one more thing Prabhupada says, whenever there are anomalies in this routine work by administrator, there is an incarnation of the Lord to re-establish the principles of godly kingdom. So whenever these administrative heads are become corrupt and people are suffering, distress, unhappy, that time the Lord will appear himself to establish the dharma. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Yada yada hi dharmasya jnanir bhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srajamyaham. So whenever there is a decline in religions, Lord will appear to re-establish the dharma. In this Kali Yuga, the Lord has appeared in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself who appeared in this Kali Yuga where the people are suffering, people are in distress, people are in a lot of problems, and there are no dharma followed in a society by administrative class or even so-called brahmanas also. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared to re-establish this dharma. Actually, if you see many of the Lord's incarnation in this world, it's mostly in the Kshatriya family. For example, Prithu Maharaj, Krishna, Rama, because that is an authoritative position where Lord has come and killed all the demoniac forces in this world. Say Lord Rama appeared, he has killed the many demons, mainly the Ravanas. Lord Krishna, he also has killed many demons, and famous we know is Kamsa and Kauravas, those who are against the dharmas. So, but in this Yuga, Lord has appeared in a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu form, and he also came to kill the demoniac forces, but not by any weapon. Not by any weapon. Because if he decides to kill all the people, those who are not follower of the dharmas, then practically everybody will follow under that category. He has to chop or kill everyone. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mercifully Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to not kill the people with any weapon, but he has come or descended to kill the demoniac mentality of the people. And how he has decided to kill? It's just by spreading the Yuga Dharma called Sankirtana. It says in Srimad Bhagavatam that Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam Sandro Pandrastra Prasadam Yadne Sankirtana Praye Yajantihi Sumedasa. In this Yuga, the Lord has appeared as in this age of Kali, intelligent person performed congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the names of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself, and he is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential complexions. And in purport, Prabhupada writes, what is the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's astra? What is the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's astra? What is his weapon? Anybody knows? Huh? Harinam? No. Prabhupada didn't write Harinam as astra. Prabhupada write in a purport, the astra of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is his beauty. What was his astra? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's astra is his beauty, not his weapon, and not his like any other santra, chatra, no santra, chatra. The weapon of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to kill the demoniac mentality of the suffering soul in this Kalyuga is his beauty. Prabhupada write, his beauty is his astra or weapon to subdue the demons. Because he is all attractive, it is to be understood that all the demigods live with him as his companion. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's astra was his beauty. And by his beauty, he will kill all the demoniac forces which is there in our mind, not an external. All the demoniac forces which is there in the mind of a people, it will be killed by beauty of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's why the worshipping Gaur Nitai is very, very important in life. And worship of Gaur Nitai is very simple. It's we have to do just Sankirtan. Recently, in one few days before class, in one of the purport, Prabhupada writes, he says, every person can perform this Sankirtana Yajna at their home. We don't need any big things to worship Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just sit in front of the Lord Gauranga Nityananda and with your hand just clap. 4 members of the family members, 4 people can sit together, clap their hands and perform this Harinam Sankirtana. By performing this Sankirtana, all the demoniac force which is there in our life, it will go away. And this was very much practically shown by Prabhupada when he was present on this earth 50 years before. And continuously he is showing us that how just by performing Sankirtana, the real spiritual nature of the soul will be awakened. So Prabhupada, there is one pastime, it's there, where it says, when Prabhupada was going to this Tombstone Square Park, initial days, he was just sitting there and performing Kirtana for 2 hours. How many hours? 2 hours he used to sit and do the Kirtan. Sometimes we come to the, let's say weekend you come to the temple, when the Kirtan is going on, every 5 minutes we watch the time. What is the time now? 8:30 it will end, right? But Prabhupada was sitting alone. There's nobody was there. He was sitting alone and performing this Kirtana. And slowly, one after another people came. They got attracted by hearing the Harinam and they start join with Prabhupada. And then Prabhupada has taught them the Hare Krishna mantra. Slowly, Prabhupada invited them to the 26th Avenue and Prabhupada will give a discourse and they will hear. And at the end, Prabhupada will serve the prasadam to them. And they slowly started the pick up the chant in Hare Krishna mantra And they also joined regularly along with Prabhupada in the Tombstone Square Park to do Kirtan. And doing this slow, regularly attending classes, chanting the holy name, after a few months, they also become the Vaishnava devotee. So, we can see this is the power of the holy name and power of coming in association with a pure devotee. Prabhupada has never compromised any religious principles while preaching Krishna consciousness. He was very bold. Many times people asked him, like there is one reporter comes and asks to Prabhupada that, why have you come to America? Why have you come to America? And Prabhupada answers, American should be supposed to be civilized, but I have a concern for that. American supposed to be civilized, but I have concern for that. So, Prabhupada was not a, compromised religious principle he has taught. He was a very bold in presenting Krishna consciousness to everyone. That in this age, the only hope to get out the influence of the Kali Yuga is to worship the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by chanting the Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. By regularly performing this Sankirtana, one can get rid of all the kalmasa, all the evil effects of this Kali Yuga. It says, Kala dosa nidhe rajan. Kali Yuga is a dosa nidhi. Dosa means fault, nidhi means treasure. It's a treasure of faults. Everywhere you can find faults in Kali Yuga. In people, in situation, in the systems, everywhere you can find. In this person, this is not good. In this place, this is not good. Everywhere you can find the faults. It's a dosa nidhi. But eto astin mahanruna. But there is one good quality in this Kali Yuga, in midst of treasure of dosa. What is that? Kirtana deva Krishnasya. The chanting the holy name of Krishna. Kirtana deva Krishnasya mutta sandra param rajit. One can get rid of all these evil effects of Kali Yuga or all the faults influence of this Kali Yuga by simply chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. With this, I'll just close it. Granthraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jaradhur Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Bol.